athletes who were supposed to run did not turn up. And so we did not know what shape they were in. As a matter of fact, we heard that they were injured. And so we reached out, and I'm referring to the management from Jamaica, to Nataya Gould's coach, to include her in the pool. And we're very happy that Coach Elliott relented, because she had her individual event, which was the 800. So we're on bare bones. As a matter of fact, we wanted to add another quarter miler to the mixed medley, and we were not able to do so because none were available. So we could have still added more persons to the team. And just to add, no coach can add any individual to a team unless it goes through the selection chair.
One of the things is that in terms of for the relay teams, obviously the technical leader has to sign off on all decisions. It's the fact that in terms of that, he's put the complete trust in whether it's Lennox Graham to pick the 4 team, to pick the 4x1, or whether Bert to 4x4. But you still have, can you do at times override those decisions depending on situations or anything else?
Not at these championships. So Lennox Graham, well, an example. He deals with the team. He's an assigned coach to the team. He makes his recommendation. It comes to myself and one other person, and then we make a decision. We ask the questions. Why is this person running? If there's an opposition to a particular person, the facts would have to be represented. As I stated earlier, if it was a situation in which is being banded about, Golson and Taekwondo Tracy, the numbers are clear. Of five best times by each athlete, Tracy would have run 10.09 as his best time, and Golson 9.94. Tracy 10.20, Golson 9.96. Tracy 10.21, Golson 10.04 seconds. Tracy 10.26, Golson 10.08. Tracy 10.27, Golson 10.11. No one is entitled, if you're not in the top 3, to run on the relay. It is left to the discretion of the coaches to make that decision. That is the rule.
In terms of what does the 5 now or the 6 look now at present for the leads?
That will be released after the press conference.
All observer. I heard earlier in the week, last week, that Ford was making his first national team, was told that he had to prove himself to be a part of the relay team. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
But I don't. Oh, Ford.
Ford, yeah.
Who said what?
That Ford had to prove himself first before he would have been added to the relay pool. Is that true?
No, man. That is anybody who would have said that to him is not understanding the rules. The top 3 persons are guaranteed to be in that pool. So I'm not saying that it was not said, but those persons would not be aware of the rules. The top 3 persons are guaranteed. It's a IF regulation and also a J3's regulation.
I'll tell you later, of course. I gotta ask again.
Yes.
The mixed relay, could we have done better?
We could have done better, yes, if we were able to, for example, convince the persons the athletes, who were running the individual 400. Yeah. But think about it, Paul. Would any athlete, based on the level of based on the level of competition, want your athlete to run? If you saw what happened to Frankie Ball, right? When you're thinking about an individual event, to run another event before your individual event, no. And so the 4th and the 5th place athletes were used. Unfortunately, Gould ran up in traffic, and it really created an issue moving forward. And we would have learned from that, and we have put things in place to attempt to remedy that situation.
Coach, regarding that mixed relay and
China Salmon, was she available for selection?
Very good question. Now, we know Cheyenne Salmon from high school. She was available for selection, but she came in late. She came in when we entered the village. And there were issues about her fitness that we could not speak to. And recently, maybe just 2 days ago, there was a time trial. We had a time trial. So when she came in the village, we had the time trial. If she had come to the camp, we would have known exactly what shape she was in. So we were on bare bones in relation to the mixed relay. And just to add, again, the team was brought to my attention at a particular time. We were not able to have a sit down on that particular team, but I supported the decision, the decision that was made at the time, based on what was in front of me.
Is it that they at least were asked if they were available to participate, and not only would have indicated that she was available?
No. You mean all right. So no, I am not aware of any of the athletes who would have run the 400 meter being asked. It has not been a practice. I think you almost compromise a situation when you ask that question, knowing that they have their individual event. Natalia Gould, coach, was asked from Jamaica because we had a shortage of 400 meter quarter milers at the time.
No, the thing is, she was never in the pool to start with.
No, you're referring to what you saw on the entry? That's what you're referring to?
Was she in the pool with the list that we released?
Right.
For athletics, with the relay pool, was not a part of the mixed relay or the...
I'm not 100% sure, but I think she was a part of the mixed relay pool, because I can remember that there was conversation with their coach from in Jamaica because of what was in front of us. No one knew the fitness of Cheyenne Salmon at the time, and there was one other person. I think it was Joanna Reed.
Joanna Reed, yeah.
Right.
She was, yes,
Right.
Her name. But perhaps it was an error where it was left off, because what was released...
But just to add, that the initial document that was published by the J3s, I think 5 other athletes were added, inclusive of additional managers. It was, in my mind, it was at a final list. Right.
Yeah, because when that list was released by World Athletics, actually, Rowan Watson was left off. What they released to the world, Rowan Watson was left off, and I called them, and then it was added.
Let me give you a clear example. Stacey Ann Williams was not on the team, and obviously she ran one of the best legs on the mixed relay. So the selection committee is at liberty to make selection depending on what is in front of them and those who are available, having made phone calls to these coaches and these athletes.
Question.
Coach Wilson, my question is, when the team is being selected for the mixed relays,
Right.
why is it not that the selectors select the quarter milers as based on their status and their ability to compete in the event, rather than if they have an individual event or not?
But if you earn your place on the team to run an individual event, it's very difficult for the selectors to attempt to tell you that you must run the mixed relay.
No, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be better if they are selected and then they refuse the selection?
Oh, yes, and we just had that conversation. It is something that the conversation, we can have that conversation moving forward in terms of giving them the opportunity. But no one would have denied them the opportunity, because they are well aware that they can do so. But I'm 100% sure that most of them would not want to take that
Was
chance.
that speculation?
It is. However, you must realize that the athletes do this for a living. And so their individual event determines what happens.
Let them turn down the invitation.
And I agree with you.
What's the status of Rasheen McDonald? He was initially in the mixed relay pool, then shifted to the 4x4, but there have been some grumblings that he may not be available to run the 4x4.
Well, as I stated earlier, the final meeting for selection or confirmation of the running of the athletes who would be running in the pool was yesterday afternoon. And as far as I know, he was in the pool and he was there at the meeting. So I expect for him to run tomorrow.
Okay.
Coach, I would have come late, so I would have missed. So